I saw road rage the other day. A guy got out of his car and he approached another gentleman's car and he kicked it with his foot. Is there a world where that guy does that and then he thinks that he wins? That's like just a regular ass dude fights a transformer. What are you going to do? Scratch it, maybe? And then what?
Yeah, I like that. Guys, last but not least, certainly not least by any means, MeUndies is a proud sponsor of Dynamic Banter. Guys, the holidays are coming up, and this season you can get everything you need for you and your loved ones at MeUndies.com. I am wearing a pair of MeUndies right this moment. And last night I wore a pair of MeUndies sleep pants. They've got...
I'm going to tell you what I believe is the dumbest thing I've ever done. And then I asked you guys to tell me the dumbest things that you've ever seen. And then we have a cohesive episode. It's almost Thanksgiving. So I'd like to say, first of all, that I'm thankful to no longer be this dumb. You should be thankful that I'm not that dumb as well. When I was in college, one of the last days of senior year as we were moving out, we thought it would be a good time to hire a stripper. And as a little celebratory little boy kiss-off, we thought we'd hire a grown woman stripper to come strip off her clothes and dance to music in our dorm rooms. But, and this might be a shock to some of you, it was not a good idea. When the RAs came to break up the party, we decided to jump out the window. We were on the first floor and there was a bush underneath the window, so it kind of worked out. But it also mostly didn't, because that was our room. You can't really leave your room. That was our situation. We had documents tying us to that situation. I remember I got in my car and I drove to Dunkin' Donuts and I got myself a coffee, French vanille, light and sweet. And I took a sip and I said to myself, what are you doing? And I drove back and I took my punishment, which was a year of probation. And I had to work with the grounds crew and I had to straighten signs, paint fire hydrants and what have you. And they don't want you to paint them wackadoo colors. They want yellow. They want those fire hydrants sparkling yellow. Sharing your Thanksgiving list is a very 90s thing to do. And by that I mean share a list of things that I'm thankful for as if it were 1996. I'm thankful for Jamiroquai and their new single, and the music video for helping me discover that I have motion sickness. Here's another college one.
I'm in college. I live with 3 other roommates and we're in the dorms. We're on the 3rd floor. The girls who live above us, somehow in big capital letters, drop their campus ID out of their window and it lands on our window ledge. Only one of us was home. Let's call him Grant. His name's definitely Grant. Now, we can't open the windows because the college dorms have them shut so people can't jump out of them and harm themselves. Being a smart person, Grant uses his own campus ID to slide it under the window and push her ID off and onto the sidewalk below, and in the process gets his own ID stuck out their window. Eventually he got his down, but I was just baffled how dumb an idea it was to use his own ID instead of a folded piece of paper or literally anything else besides his own version of what was already out there.
But here's the goal in the short term. Did he or did he not save the ID of a potentially cute girl? Grant's trying to score points. He would have knocked that thing off the shelf with his D if he could. I bet he saw the ID and he looked at it to see if he was attracted to the girl. And then he was like, yeah, that's a pretty girl. We gotta get this thing off. And if I fuck up in the process, I gotta put on a face like I didn't do that. And I bet that's exactly what he did. He knocked Chelsea's ID off, and then it Forrest Gump to the ground. And then he saw that his ID was on top and he went, okay, no more, all the problems are done. Every one of them. And they weren't. Just beginning. Grim Reaper says,
when my little brother was 10, he stood under a light bulb and threw toys at it to see if it would break.
Now there's no part 2 to this story, but we could I could only imagine. I guaranteed one day he went up to his mom. He's like, what did we do? What was that thing we used to do? We were throwing toys, and then I don't really remember what part 2 was, but there would be glass in our eyes. Jake Dillon. That's 2 dude names in a row.
I saw some kid pick up a pizza crust on the stairs at my high school, shake it off, blow on it, and then eat it.
That's dysentery. That's disgusting. I remember one time, me and my band at the time were playing a show in Tribeca, and my drummer was very, very sick. He had like flu-like symptoms. He was extremely sick. And I remember after the show, he went around the bar and he drank all the beers that were left like out on the bar with the single sips left in them. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he goes, well, I'm not going to get any more sick. And I remember simultaneously being like, I want to throw up, because that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, and most logical answer for doing the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And God bless him. Also still alive.
I can't believe we were just on this walk and we crossed a bridge, and on the other side of the river there was a couch just laying there. Isn't that crazy?
Couch. Bad furniture.
A couch. Oh, and look, a squirrel. I was just walking along this bridge, and there I see this couch. There's just a couch in the river. Now that's what I call bad furniture.
Bad furniture.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope you and your friends and your family all have a lovely Thanksgiving. I hope you eat more than your bellies are capable of holding, and you ruin the holiday and you say things like, I'll never eat again. And that's how you know you did great. If you're at somebody else's house and you're eating Thanksgiving dinner and they're like, do you want leftovers? Don't be like, nah, I can't. I don't want to take them home. Don't be lazy, because the next day you're going to want a cold everything sandwich, and you will have fucked yourself. And it's very important that you don't do that on Christmas, or whichever one this one is. We are going to San Francisco. The Friends and Friends show, Elliot Morgan, Andrew Delman, Mia Pinchoff, and Chase Austin are going to be at the Bayfront Theater in San Francisco. 200 seats. Come on down and buy a ticket. The ticket link is down below. There is a sale going on at DFTBA for Black Friday and Christmas time, so look out for that. And same thing with Dynamic Banter stuff. And let's all have a great holiday season. And let's give thanks to anyone who will take it. Last but not least, I'm working on something very special for the Christmas times to give you in, at, around on Christmas times. Working on it. It's special and it's different, and I'm very excited about it. And that's all I could say right now, because I don't want to promise anything and then have it not happen. But I'm working on something so very special. All right, bye. I'm thankful for Tony Braxton. Never, ever go away, Tony Braxton. I would trade every Tony in the band Tony for you to just never go away.